Okay, I had in class today we went over superlatives and I actually told some of you wrong. This, what I have right here, is perfectly fine and that is correct. However, if you'll notice that it only talks about using the superlative with an adjective, and when we were doing the activity on page 173, it gave you verbs, and I was trying to figure out how you can use verbs because I've never used verbs with a superlative, and the reason is we are not supposed to. And I didn't actually realize, I had only wanted you guys doing the superlative, but then some of you went through and were making comparatives and superlatives, which is even better. And that's why the verbs were there. They were there for the comparative. So you can use comparatives. You can use verbs when you're making comparisons, but not when you're making superlatives. Superlatives are just with the adjectives. So here, I'll do a little print screen so I can show an example. I cannot say, like Queen Latifah acts better than Beyonce. I cannot say Queen actúa la más, the best out of the three. I can't do that, but I can say Queen Latifah is the best actress, la mejor actriz de las tres. And I think when you use peor and usually the noun would come between, but when you're using these irregulars, menor, mayor, 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 menor, mejor, and peor, I think you do want to keep the peor and the mejor together and then put the noun at the end. However, if I wanted to say that, let's say Queen Latifah is, or I think I did Beyonce. Beyonce is the thinnest. Then I would put, if I wanted to say Beyonce is the thinnest woman, then I would say es la mujer más delgada de las tres. Okay, and so maybe some of you wanted to do the cars. You couldn't say that the Japanese, like the German cars cost the most. You would have to say, what do they have as an example? Maybe they're the most expensive. So you can't say they cost the most, but you can say they're the most expensive. You could say los carros alemanes son either los carros más caros or los más caros de los tres carros. Oops, too many R's. Okay. So what we might do is this activity again, just so that I can make sure that you understand what I'm telling you. And I'm sorry for that error. I was a little thrown off because they actually had verbs in this section. And so you would use it, for example, if I wanted to say Penelope Cruz acts better than Mariah Carey, then I can do it. I could say Penelope Cruz acts better than, actúa mejor que Mariah Carey. So when you're making comparisons, you can make comparisons with verbs. You just can't make superlatives with verbs. Superlatives need to just go with your adjectives and occasionally with an adverb. Or stick with just your adjectives. Use adjectives when making superlatives, but you can use verbs, adverbs, and adjectives when making comparisons. So for example, I could say Penelope Cruz is prettier. So I could say Penelope Cruz es la actriz más bonita de las tres mujeres, or whatever I want to say.